I will go ahead and introduce our presenters. We have with us tonight for our final presentation in the room, Dr. Chungan Ko, Dr. Ahmed Hashala, and Dr. Kate Andrews. Dr. Ko is a business professional with 20 plus years in high tech and consumer electronics, including Samsung Galaxy smartphone, specializing in data analysis, go-to-market strategies, and project management. Dr. Ko holds a DBA in business intelligence and data analytics. Dr. Hashala is a program manager with over 20 years experience. Dr. Hashala holds a doctorate from Westcliff University focused on machine learning and project budgeting. Dr. Hashala's academic and professional interests are in applying machine learning in bioinformatics and business fields, bridging technology with strategic projects and research innovation. Finally, Dr. Andrews has a PhD in IO philosophy and has taught and developed curriculum for more than 30 years in graduate schools. Dr. Andrews has conducted research in education, third world countries, leadership, and machine learning. As the IRB chair for Westcliff, Dr. Andrews oversees the ethical standards for research. Presenting to us tonight, they will be presenting to us tonight semantic analysis of online reviews using large language models. The floor is yours.
As usual, I was on mute. Thank you very much, Dr. Gray. I appreciate the introduction and introducing our talk. We're really happy to be here tonight. The three of us have been working together for quite a while and doing this project and know each other for even longer. These were two of my stellar students, and I'm really happy to have joined them in this project. Before I go into a little more detail of the team, I'd like to go over the agenda with you. We're going to talk about the team a little bit. Research introduction will be next. We'll talk about the purpose of this research and why we did it. We're going to talk about the industry and research background, and then go through about data collection and what we did in this research project. In the research methodology section, we'll talk about large language model and machine learning, and then we'll have the conclusion with the results of the study. And then we have ideas for future research that we want to present to you as interested parties in this topic that maybe you would like to do with us in the future. As we look at our team tonight, Dr. Gray did a good job of introducing us. I will say that my doctorate's in industrial organizational psychology, not philosophy, but it is in the study of human behavior in organizations. And when we look at human behavior in organizations, now in the realm of AI, we have to look at the realm of human behavior in accordance with the technology that we have. And so let's go on forward with this. Dr. Ahmed is a project management project director at Saudi Telecom Company, and he knows a lot more than I do about machine learning and large language models. Dr. Eric Ko is a great person and business professional, and in his job, he works as a senior consultant at Samsung Electronics. And so these two people have just so much knowledge to share with me and with you tonight. Let's look at the research itself in the realm of the business need for this study and the challenges that exist. Well, we conducted this study because e-commerce, as we all know, has expanded across many industries, and consumers frequently share their experiences through online reviews. I'm sure many of you have done that yourself. These reviews include valuable feedback, opinions, and experiences. Such information not only helps consumers adopt new products or services, but also enables companies to identify areas for improvement based on customer complaints. Online reviews have become a critical resource for consumers when evaluating products or services. So increasing star ratings has become a major goal for companies. However, there are also challenges that exist, and I listed 3 of these here. For example, consumer reviews are often unstructured, lengthy, and text-based. That makes them time-consuming to analyze for companies and difficult to categorize in a structured way. Another challenge is identifying the key factors that matter most. Consumers may discuss many aspects in their reviews, but determining the factors that significantly influence satisfaction is not a simple task. Lastly, analyzing large volumes of unstructured reviews requires substantial time and resources. These, we know, are limited resources that most businesses have. Let's look now at the consumer review analysis and the purpose of our study. The purpose of the study was to explore the correlation between consumers' feedback on major factors affecting the overall star ratings. We wanted to understand whether satisfaction with certain aspects of product experiences leads to positive ratings or results in lower ratings. So to analyze this relationship, we use large language models to interpret the text of reviews, and then applied machine learning models to assess the correlation. The potential business impact is significant. Companies can increase star ratings by understanding customer sentiments and improving the aspects of their services that matter most to consumers. Ultimately, focusing on these critical factors allows businesses to save time and resources while ensuring their efforts are directed toward the areas that drive customer satisfaction. At this point, I want to turn it over to my co-researcher, and that is Dr. Coe, and he will talk to you about the industry and research background.
Thank you, Kate. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Eric Coe, and as Dr. Kate mentioned, I'm a recent graduate from West Cliff DBA program. Today, we will discuss online reviews for the smart thermostat market. Before we look into details, let me briefly introduce you to the industry background. We are talking about smart HVAC industry, also known as smart heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. As you noticed, more and more people are using smart home technologies, including smart light, smart bulb, security system, or smart door or cameras, and of course, smart thermostats. A smart thermostat adjusts indoor temperature by controlling your HVAC system at your home using wireless technologies like Wi-Fi and smartphone, as if you control your smart TV with a remote control or your smartphone, right? So consumers not only purchase smart thermostat, but also post their reviews online in order to share their experience with the product so that others can utilize such reviews for their purchase decisions. Therefore, it's critical to examine what people talk about the products, including positive or negative experiences, to understand their unmet needs and their priorities. Moving to the next slide, regarding research background, we discovered that there have been limited research that identified the relationship between several factors and overall star ratings in the smart thermostat market. What I mean by several factors here is multiple aspects of product, like price, looking, or product quality. Therefore, we did deep dive into this market and investigated the relationship between 7 key factors and overall star ratings. Uh, in order to define the relationship, we used large language model, as Dr. Kate mentioned, in order to analyze online reviews. So moving to the next slide. Speaking of factors, these are the 7 factors consumers often mention in their product reviews. For example, let me begin with the ease of use on the top. This is about easiness or complexity of using products, whether it's related to the installation, program scheduling, or setting up process, or connecting to other devices. Likewise, there are 6 additional factors, including connectivity, affordability, user experience, product design, customer service, and reliability. As you can see, each factor has its own description, so you can take a look later. So moving to the sample overview and data collection, we initially downloaded around 2,000 reviews posted between 2022 and 23 for 5 best-selling smart thermostat on Amazon. Then we randomly selected around 1,400 reviews using stratified random sampling. As you can see, we selected negative, neutral, and positive reviews almost evenly for the 5 products for further analysis. So next slide is our research methodology part, and Dr. Hashala will walk you through the research methodology and result for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. So we used large language model in order to convert the data received from consumer reviews and to convert that from unstructured form to structured one. So we used large language model. By doing so, we avoided manual conversion and we minimized human error. But how did we do that? We used ChatGPT or OpenAI in order to automate the interpretation. So we received text review and we needed to extract that into 7 key factors, which Dr. Code just mentioned. So we created a Python script in order to automate the data retrieval and analysis. For each review, we created a JSON file with a unique key in order to communicate with OpenAI API. And then we instructed the GPT to analyze and give a score for each 7 factors based on the text review. And then for the data received from large language model, we created a machine learning model in order to assess the correlation between the text review and the star rating. First part of creating machine learning model is to engineer the feature and label. So the feature we have here, 7 factors of the independent parameters, and the label are the 3-star rating. So since we have 3 states of the output, we created a multi-classification model and we developed different algorithms such as logistic regression, support vector machine, decision trees, random forest, naive Bayes, k-nearest neighbor, XGBoost. Then we trained the model using the data received from the large language model and we measured the accuracy. Here are the results. As we can see here, the accuracy is almost the same, it's around 50%, and we conclude that in the next slide. So in order to conclude, we examined the relationship between the text review and the consumer star rating. we investigated 1,431 Amazon review using large language model, and we created a multi-classification model. And we have here the random forest achieved the highest accuracy with still 56%. As we see here, it's like indicating a relatively weak correlation. In other words, we can express that the consumers may face challenges in order to express their feedback or their feeling in a written way. So we recommended to use more specific rating reviews, such as a star rating for each one of the 7 factors. That will make it easier for companies to interpret the consumers' feedback. And I will hand to Dr. Kate for future research.
I'm so
you
sorry.
so
It
much.
actually brings us right to the end of time. So we're actually going to need to stop there.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So
They can read that slide and just think of other ideas if they want to join us.
perfect. That does leave us, however, with the time that we have left for questions and answers, though. So if you'd like to share your slides to the chat so that people can see them, and
Sure.
then actually go ahead to the question and answer portion.
Sure. So I will drop the presentation in the chat so we can go to the Q&A.
Perfect. So what questions does everyone have?
We were so clear that there's no question.
I mean, you could talk about the future
Yeah, go ahead
recommendations
then.
real quick, then. Go
Yeah.
ahead
Yes. Sure.
for the next few minutes.
Okay, so we have several ideas for future research, and these are all things that we've thought about doing, and we like having partners. So if you're interested and have things that you want to contribute to help us, we'd love to have you join us. The first one is about employing larger and more diverse samples so that we have more data available. We could also use more current data than we used and download it from other type of products or from a different business, like Best Buy is one example. We could also use the original 5-star rating, which we had cut down to 3 stars. We could look at future studies could employ additional factors and not just these 7 that we found. Maybe there are others that we need to incorporate also. We can also expand to different geographic regions, like we thought about going and looking in China at some products in China, or we could look at in Europe would be another good opportunity. We also looked at having different industries, not just smart thermostats, and also using new machine learning algorithms would be a good idea. And if we did that, we could also use different large language models. And because we didn't use OpenAI 5, we could use that, or we could use DeepSeek, or there's a wealth of choices that we have now that we could use that would be different. So that's our take on it.